Saleha, what exactly is the concern here, and is it actually likely to come up in the meeting between President Trump and Xi Jinping?
The concern is that Westinghouse's nuclear reactor products, they hold a lot of intellectual property about U.S. nuclear dealings, and if that falls in the wrong hands, then it could put U.S. national security at risk. And it is possible that in some level, in some layer of language or among the deputies during the meeting this week in Mar-a-Lago with President Trump and President Xi from China, this could come up.
But Saleha, hasn't Westinghouse filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and is this actually causing more concern?
Well, yeah, the concerns were first flagged just before Westinghouse filed for bankruptcy. They are now quite possibly looking for investors to save the foundering unit. Now, if a Chinese buyer that could be masked as an American-based venture capital firm that is, for example, backed by money from Beijing, comes to buy that unit, that could put nuclear secrets in the hands of a Chinese firm that is supported by the Chinese government. Now, this is the kind of scenario that a lot of congressmen on both sides of the aisle are very worried about. They have written a lot of letters about other parts of critical infrastructure and military applications that could be purchased or are in the bidding process to be possibly purchased by Chinese firms. And so Secretary Mnuchin, Secretary Ross, Tillerson, Perry across the government are coming together to discuss what are the potential ways to resolve this before it becomes a conflict.
Would it become a conflict, Saleha? Deals have been blocked under President Obama and probably every other president that's ever been. Why should this be very controversial?
There have been deals that have been blocked. There have been Chinese deals that have been blocked under Obama, but it hasn't been as often as one would think. We remember them because they do cause quite a stir. And with the U.S. and Chinese relations kind of always in the last couple of years, but now even more so at a tenuous stage where China doesn't quite know where the new administration stands on a lot of issues, and the U.S. is kind of getting used to the new administration. The new administration is getting used to governing. It could cause a little bit of a stir. What we have to remember is that this company, Westinghouse, that unit, has been owned by foreign companies for a long time. Before Toshiba in Japan owned it, it was owned by a British firm.
So about 430 nuclear plants globally, half of them have Westinghouse technology. So I guess Westinghouse is really at the forefront. Why hasn't the technology been copied before now, or even rediscovered, if you like, without any use of the Westinghouse patents or IP?
It's a very small group of companies that have this kind of technology and abilities. So it must just be that there's just not enough people out there to be developing this. But it is something to talk about and to look into.